One of my favorite movies of all time is Muppet Treasure Island. So when I saw this figure pack on sale for eBay at a really good price, I picked it up, and I figured I would share the opening of it with you all. I adore this movie. I think it's a criminally underrated movie. It also is a movie where composer Hans Zimmer, I remember seeing this movie when it came out in theaters and noticing the composer was Hans Zimmer. And I was like, oh yeah, the music for this movie is really, really good. And he wasn't too well known at the time. I think he had done some stuff, but I was like, I got to keep my eye on this guy. And of course, he's gone on to be a very famous film composer. But anyway, these figures look great. I do have some of the Diamond Select Muppet figures, and actually we'll see a comparison here in a little bit between this figure and the Diamond Select Kermit, in case you're wondering if they scale together. But being a huge fan of the movie, I had to get these. Unfortunately, some of the other ones, especially the Gonzo and the Rizzo, are still a little too pricey for my taste right now, but I eventually do want to get those. One thing I did notice about this is the first Palisades. That's the company that made these. Unfortunately, they were only in business for a few years, and then they went into bankruptcy. Looked like they did a pretty good job, especially for the early 2000s, making these figures. But one thing I did notice is when I was opening this, the smell of like gasoline was pretty strong. So I don't know if it's the kind of plastic or paint they used on the figures. The figure's not oily or anything, and the smell went away fairly quickly, but it was a little weird. I've never experienced that with an action figure before, but the figure is fine outside of that. Like I said, the smell didn't linger too long, and it's not like the figure was oily or nothing like that. The figure's great. It looks really good, especially for the time it was made. But the figure does have a little bit of a limited articulation. The joints are a little loose, but he does seem to stay in place. The sword kind of loosely fits in his hand, but I think it's good enough. I wish the scabbard and the sword were, they look to be about the right size, but the scabbard's just a little oversized and kind of looks a little awkward when you put the sword in a sheath. It's like the hilt of the sword almost comes up to his mouth. So I wish they had made that a little more off to the side or something. But overall, I mean, the figure looks great. It's great that you get, Lobster that comes with it. Unfortunately, you don't get Tim Curry as Long John Silver to pair with it. But here we have the Diamond Select Kermit that I mentioned, and you can see it doesn't scale at all with the Palisade figure. So if you're wanting to add to your Diamond Select Muppet collection with some Palisade figures, it doesn't look like they scale. Now the Plunderlings line scales beautifully with this. I was able to have a little scene here with them, and I'm definitely going to take some toy photos involving this Kermit figure with my Plunderlings. The pirate theme is great, and again, pick this figure up if you get a chance. I recommend it. I really like it. If you're a fan of Muppet Treasure Island, it's definitely going to have a must-have to your collection. You can find him for fairly inexpensive online, so look it up and get it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.